In the ancient halls of power, one Chinese general discovered a secret so devastating that emperors banned its teaching. Sun Tzu wrote 2,500 years ago, "The supreme excellence consists of breaking the enemy's resistance without fighting." This isn't just military strategy. This is the ultimate principle of power itself. Yet 99% of people violate this rule every single day. They argue with trolls online. They engage in office politics. They fight battles they've already lost. Here's what they don't understand. Every direct confrontation reveals your hand. It exposes your weaknesses. It gives your opponent exactly what they need to destroy you. Sun Tzu knew something that modern warriors have forgotten. The greatest victories are won before the battle even begins. While your enemies exhaust themselves in visible conflict, you operate from the shadows. You win without them ever knowing a war was fought. This is the forbidden knowledge that separates masters from amateurs. The supreme excellence is invisible excellence. And today, you're going to learn exactly how to achieve it. If you're finding value in this, hit subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. While others wage war with weapons, the true master fights on a battlefield no one sees. Sun Tzu understood that the mind is the ultimate terrain of conquest. Every human carries within them a psychological landscape. Mountains of ego, rivers of emotion, valleys of insecurity. The supreme strategist maps this terrain before the enemy even knows a battle exists. They study fears, catalogue desires, inventory every weakness that lies hidden in the human heart. But mapping the mind is only the first weapon. Information becomes the ammunition. Sun Tzu wrote, "Know your enemy and know yourself." But he meant something deeper than surface knowledge. True information warfare means controlling the story your enemy tells themselves about reality. You don't change facts. You change perspective. You shift the lens through which they see the world. Because here's what most people never realize. Perception is reality in human conflict. The master doesn't fight what is. They engineer what their enemy believes is. When you control perception, you control behavior. When you control behavior, victory follows without a sword being drawn. This invisible battlefield is where wars are truly won or lost, long before the first blow is struck. Sun Tzu's most ruthless principle isn't about attack. It's about patience. The master strategist understands a devastating truth. Your enemies carry the seeds of their own destruction. But triggering this requires surgical precision. One wrong move, and you become the target. The first law of self-destruction. Every strength contains its opposite weakness. The aggressive opponent can be baited into overextension. The cautious one into paralysis. This is where strategic patience becomes your deadliest weapon. You create internal contradictions within your opponent's mind. Doubt fighting certainty. Logic battling emotion. Past victories warring with present fears. Sun Tzu called this the rope technique. You simply provide enough rope. You present opportunities that seem advantageous, but contain hidden traps. The key is making them believe each step forward was their brilliant idea. Their ego becomes their executioner. Their confidence becomes their grave. When they finally realize the trap, it's already closed. And you were never even there. This is the art of invisible victory. But there's an even deeper level to master. The greatest warriors know that your enemy's strength is their greatest weakness. Sun Tzu discovered that what makes your opponent powerful also makes them predictable. Every strength carries within it the seed of its own destruction. Building on what we covered about making enemies destroy themselves, now we weaponize their advantages. The first step is identifying overconfidence disguised as competence. Their expertise becomes a cage that limits their vision. When someone believes they cannot lose, they stop preparing for defeat. This is where the jiu-jitsu principle enters strategic thinking. You don't meet force with force. You redirect their power against itself. Their aggression becomes self-sabotage. Their confidence becomes blindness. The stronger they push, the harder they fall when you step aside. Sun Tzu understood that true victory comes from making your enemy defeat themselves. You become the invisible force that guides their strength toward their destruction. Next, we'll explore how to completely isolate your target through network manipulation. Building on what we covered about weaponizing strengths, Sun Tzu understood a darker truth. No fortress falls while its supply lines remain intact. No enemy survives when their allies abandon them. This is the network effect, in reverse. While your target focuses on the obvious battle, you're dismantling their invisible foundation. Step 1. Map their ecosystem of support. Every ally, every advisor, every source of strength becomes a target for subtle influence. Step 2. Control the narrative flowing through their network. Information becomes your weapon. Doubt becomes your ally. You plant seeds of concern that grow into forests of hesitation. Step 3. Position yourself as the voice of reason, while chaos surrounds your target. Their supporters begin to question. Their confidence begins to crack. Soon they stand alone in a battle they never saw coming. The network effect. Turn connection into isolation, strength into weakness. But there's one final technique that renders you completely untouchable. The greatest victories happen in silence. When your opponent surrenders without knowing a battle was ever fought. This is Sun Tzu's most dangerous teaching. Strategic invisibility, moving like a ghost through your enemy's world. While they focus on obvious threats, you operate in the spaces between their awareness. Unseen, undetected, unstoppable. Your influence spreads through indirect action. A suggestion here. A connection there. Never leaving fingerprints. They believe their decisions are their own. They never suspect the invisible hand guiding their choices. This is power beyond violence. Beyond confrontation. The ability to reshape reality without anyone knowing you touched it. Your enemy's surrender comes as natural conclusion. They convince themselves it was logical. Inevitable. Their own idea. You remain a ghost in the machine. Present in the outcome. Absent from the story. They search for who defeated them. But ghosts leave no evidence. Only results. This is warfare elevated to art. Victory so complete, so invisible, that history never records the battle. Sun Tzu understood what few ever will. The supreme general wins before the enemy knows war was declared. In a world of noise and conflict, the invisible hand shapes everything. Master this, and you master reality itself. If this opened your eyes, smash that like button, and subscribe for